Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are doing something different for the first time on this channel. We are playing best of 3. Golgari has won another challenge. I believe this is back to back. There might have been one in between in which it did not win a challenge, but it did this time around, along with last weekend claiming a win as well. And I've been playing a lot of best of 1, and I was watching a couple people play best of 3s. The games looked entirely different. My opponent didn't have the best hand of all time every game. So it was definitely interesting. We played a store championship. I won it, took it home. I had a lot of fun. I was playing best of 3. So I wanted to try it here. I want to see how well it works. If we enjoy it, if we don't enjoy it. If not, I'll just keep playing best of 1. It's perfectly fine with me. But I do think maybe picking one day out of the week to play best of 3 might be a nice change of pace, so we can just kind of get some refreshing content and see different games play out, because best of 3 is kind of the best place to find that. So outside of that, let's just go ahead and hop into the game, see how they go. And this is the list. All right, we'll keep here. I mean, 4 lands. Not really a whole lot more we can ask for, I think. First off, I feel like Gix Command's probably not needed, but also not opposed to keeping it here. This could just be Esper. Main board duress? Are you feeling okay? Yeah, man. I have no idea what's going on anymore. What is happening? They're missing lands. What did you keep? What a weird hand. Guess I just take Virtue. I don't know. They just won't gain life. And Virtue can't answer my Preacher. Now whether they think about that or not, I have no idea. Okay, maybe they are thinking about it. Combat. Back. So this is what they want to do. I'm just going to keep playing my tap lanes. I'm not going to play Preacher right into the go for the threat. That's a good creature to keep on top. Can help us draw out of a situation that we need to. Alright. Well, combat. Back. Now they might go for the Thordis, by the way, because they can go for the third this and then use the Virtue on the Mosswood. There's a Lily, and Lily's going to look pretty good on this board. Might be thinking, why will Lily look good? Okay, we can play it, we can minus take us out, and then we can use Gix Command next turn as well. Well, let's move to combat. If I don't have to use my Lily, and I can just let this Mosswood kind of get popped for a turn, I will. Tapland, Lily. I kind of want a plus, but I think minusing's best here still. We know they drew a land. They didn't have a Virtue last turn because they didn't do it. Unless they were waiting. They didn't have Virtue last turn. You can see maybe a go for the throat on the Mosswood and then play the Skitter to exile the Mosswood, but apparently not. Like, I'm not going to play this Preacher into their go for the throat, regardless of what they do. So we're gonna plus here to get rid of this.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Get rid of that. Sweet. Now we're gonna. I guess I just don't care about this 1/1 either. I guess I still do it anyway. Each opponent sacrifice creature is the highest. I'll just put counters on this. Got out of the way and I'll just start smacking. On the 6 they go. And now they just won't be able to hold this go for the third much longer. You can play Shielded if you'd like. I plan on plussing this regardless.
Now you've got my attention.
If they play Shielded, they lose. Okay, they lose. I just have the Mosswood play. Bring this up, reveal no more information. combat and just attack. Exile the rest, I suppose. Now they block and they get hit for 6. They didn't have lands, but I feel like they really just wanted to go for the throw this creature so bad. I don't. I mean, 4 land drops, a 2-drop and a 3-drop that are solid, and I'll keep. The rest also bricks in this hand. Maybe. Never know. Play a tap land. The rest no longer bricks. The Liliana is good because they were on a maul and on the play, so they have less cards to kind of operate with. Land bat. The other reason I didn't really want to bring in Duress is because Bat is so good. Like, Bat just kind of acts as Duress in this matchup, but doesn't miss either. Long goodbye uncounterable. Sure. Virtue. Okay. A lot of lands. Probably going to see a tap land here. All right. Sweet. I'm genuinely surprised. So let's play Lily here. Now we minus. Gone. At the beginning of your end step, investigate for each opponent who lost life this turn. Whenever a clue you control is put in the graveyard, create a 1/1 a white bat spirit token. Alright, so definitely want to keep our land here. We're gonna plus. I'll just discard a land. Pretty standard play, I would imagine. Deep Cavern Bat's probably getting worse. They can Virtue in response. I think Gix Command actually, yeah, it's probably Gix Command. Isn't it they had a way to make tokens, so I was kind of like nervous to just break all the Gix commands out of the sideboard. Like a Virtue here. Long goodbye, maybe? Nope, just Virtue. They could hard cast the Virtue. Let a trigger for Shielder to happen. And they concede. Okay. Cool. This is like the thing, like I just didn't know. They showed me a couple of things that can make tokens, which is what truly actually made me nervous on cutting all Gixes, and bringing in Duresses didn't seem great. Especially like them being on to play. A lot of times we want to play a tap land on turn 1, and they can always Virtue in response. Like, I don't know. Duresses are good, but I think Bat just accomplishes the same thing for the most part. Allows us to play a tap land turn 1. Opponent goes first. Okay. We have 3 lands, a couple 2 mana spells, 3 mana spell. This is kind of whatever, but we'll keep this. See what we got going on here, opponent. On a red. Okay. Best of 1 player here playing best of 3. My opponent didn't play Kamano on turn 1, so I'm scared. Get hit with Felton. Felton's good. Play Swamp. We'll pass. Have go for the throw to maybe hit a Godric. Could have batted for sure. Urbrass Forge in the main board. You're my hero, dude. I have no idea. These players get more wicked every single day. I'm gonna get hit for 3 in total by this, and then we'll be kicking the frill back to pop this. You could argue frill back in the main board is a little bit like, hey, what's going on here? We bat. We take maybe another Urbrass Forge. I guess we just take the Strangle. Like, Charming Scoundrel kind of gets bodied by the frill back in general. So let's just take Strangle here. All today, this can kind of outgain the life here, but I think Charming Scoundrel is most likely going to be looting here. Can't imagine doing much else with Spear. Okay. I could have seen them holding this. Like, I think a lot of times the best one, what you see the play is, they hold this, they actually bring up the Foundry, they double attack, and then next turn, they play land, then play this with an empty hand potentially. You go that route with it, but they choose not to here, and now they kind of have empty things going on. Now, I could play this. It could block a lot of things, but I think that's getting too greedy, especially with the Acolytes in my hand. So we'll play this. We'll auto pay. We'll destroy this Urbrass Forge. And we'll attack. We'll go up to 13. This is probably not blocking ever. Maybe they'll... Did you find removal? Ooh. Just a hard pass. Okay. Well, I think we just play Acolytes here. A full pass is just wild to me. So I'm definitely playing this. And they end up conceding. The 4/4 lifelinker is too much to handle. And now we are in sideboards. Pick. Alright, well. Cut down. You're good. On goodbye. You're good. Liliana, questionable. Path to Peril, probably good. Gix command, probably too slow. Nissa, probably too slow. I think did I accidentally trim the land? No, I clicked the land. Didn't mean to try to trim it. Terra Sunder is probably required considering they do play the one card. Liliana is probably good as like a one of. This is fine. Thorn makes lifelinker. Maybe Liliana's just bad because like I have to be able to answer the thing off the top. Throwbacks is just good. Sentinel's like kind of whatever. It can attack but also be aggressive at the same time. I don't know if Gix command is really where we want to be. Maybe we're just fully off Liliana's. Or maybe I'm fine to just have like the cut down. Because if they come mono, cut downs actually aren't as good as they might seem. I just play a little bit more solid like this. Kind of like the way this is folded out. Maybe you could argue the Liliana is supposed to come out for... Oh, well, Path of Peril is weird too because they play a lot of 3-drops. We gotta just play heads up and do more something like this. Because then I can maybe duress the Forge out, but once Forge is in play, it's like I gotta be able to answer it. I kind of want to rock this. I'm also open to any advice on sideboarding. It's like my first time playing best of 3 with Golgari in some of these matchups, and it's gonna be a weird sideboard plans for me. Alright, well, I'll put this first. We have the Frillback, we have a Go for Throw, we have Preacher, and the Shielder potentially. So this is like fine enough, I think. Land. Preacher. No big shocker here thus far. Sentinel, sure. Now that I drew this Sentinel, I'm not even really sure that I cared about keeping it in, but it's here. This is, did we make a treasure? Are we wicked rolling? I like wicked rolling. Very sweet. So let's play land. Herbrass Forge. What a sick draw. Pop this. We need another green source. We need to hope they don't remove our Preacher next turn. Preacher is a good body. We're okay with Biggest Lightning Strike, but also trades off a creature. We're like not opposed to either of those. But with Death Touch, it will always be able to try it, like trade off, whereas like a Sentinel gets a little bit awkward. Is Stalker Frenzy maybe? I mean, if you have Play with Fire, you have Play with Fire to remove this. Definitely taking the odds. Mono, and then exile it on death. No? Okay. Well, into combat here. Let's attack. I'm gonna make a life flinker that can kind of block, and unless they have trample, it's fine. And now we'll throw back, we'll pay, and then I can't stress how important of a draw that was. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. We'll get rid of this. Another land here, especially a green source, would also be great because then we can pop this plus gain 4 more life. But just like that, we bully red out of the game. They weren't able to Herbrass Forge cheese us out, so that's very cool. Best of 1, Herbrass Forge in the main is a thing that people do just to try to kind of get you because you're never going to really be prepared for it. Well, I think we know we can maul this hand. Definitely a little bit more questionable for sure. A one-liner. I've kept crazier things, but definitely maul that. Now we found some lands. Pretty easy Gix command going to the bottom here. Glade right out the rip. And we'll probably play a Mosswood on 2. We'll let them kill it, cycle it, and then play a Sentinel in the Nameless City, maybe? Or we're gonna sit here. Okay, the Convoke. Because if so, I'm gonna be really upset I put Gix to the bottom. Just Convoke, okay. This is a tough turn 1. Please just play. Yeah. Lethal Demolition this or something. Unicorn. Okay. Man, I got way too much best of one brain right now. Best of one, 100%. That's getting that's getting slammed. So here, I'm gonna go for the throat. This little part of me also is like willing to bestage you this, but I also must have to bestage you the enchantment if they play it here. It could knight me, but I feel like they want to get in for 4. Could be wrong. Also, knighting for 2 is definitely a little bit worse than knighting for 3. Huh? It has minutes when a creature deals combat damage, create a treasure. When a creature dies, draw a card. Dude, I don't. No shot I care about that. I don't know what's happening. Like, they can make treasures, but realistically, like, that's way worse. What am I playing against? Best of one was crazy. I have like these goofy cards being played against me. Somebody help. I can get a Nissa down eventually. We'll be fine, especially with playing a Sentinel. They'll have like, it only gives menace and makes treasures, which is good, but this is like a weird deck for it to be good against. Unless my opponent just lethal demolitions or something. 2 cards in hand. Do we bat or do I just play Sentinel? I think I just Sentinel here, because then I can bat and Mosswood next turn. Maybe. My opponent's just like not letting me go. We're already up 2 minutes on clock. So like a decision like this is just not a decision, but we're still choosing. Sure. What are we after now? We have the card. Have War Leader's Call. No, just an attack. Probably in a Gonto here if I had to guess, but we're gonna throw a block regardless. And best of one's really gotta be messed up, dude. I'm just so used to them having the card every time. Let's bat. At some point, we're gonna have to try to gain some life, I think. Or we're really gonna have to thin off this board incredibly quickly. Sure. Just didn't use it. Okay. That's a Magic the Gathering decision. I mean, I just don't. We'll hit. We'll pass. Maybe they'll cycle Sogazon here. Then probably weirdly let some stuff happen. Like, why let 6 through to double block this epic here? Probably not. What does the treasure do here? Probably nothing. Just keep blocking these. Slowly thin off their board because War Leader's Call gets so much more devastating. I don't do that. Frontliner post combat? Sure, that makes sense. All right. Well, you know what I want. That. I know. Yep. There we go. Oh. Liliana. Liliana's bad in this match. So now we go to combat. I actually hold Bat back here because Bat's able to actually trade off everything. I should have left Lily on top if I was going to attack with this. Punt. I wasn't sure. Like, I was just in my head about that. But also, I think even looking a little bit deeper might even be better. Even if it does hit a land, I think I'm perfectly fine with this. From here, we should win. I know it seems crazy. I'm lying. My Besage's in play. Well, did we just die? Of course I opened my stupid mouth. Feels like we died. No idea. I have to imagine this front line is going to target their menace creature. Pop. You can draw a card, of course. We can always escape this, so we're like a little bit hesitant to pop it. There's only 6 here. I want to take a risk on a block like this. This is definitely a risk, but I think it'll add up essentially. With that said, I should have attached Deep Cavern Bat. You have a 1 mana creature? Or is it a land? Okay. Tough call. I know it's hard to read, but, you know, get it in there, big dog. Okay. In, out, out, out. Honestly, probably the most removal, best removal. I don't want to cut too many of those because they're too good. Children's kind of whatever. I don't really want a lot of these. Vigilance is probably good. It's definitely worse than any of the other creatures. I think it's fine. The rest is like weird. I don't know how much I like the rest in this match. I feel like too many Gixes whack, but I'm not sure. We have thinned a little, so we could trim a land. Even though that sounds crazy. But we're not like near as high on mana volume. Like Long Goodbye is probably not needed. It also doesn't answer any of their big spells. I like this. I mean, this is slow, but a 2/3 lifelinker might be all that matters. I'm willing to play at 25. I'll just trim a duress. Because like I kind of want duress on my first turn, or no duress at all. And normally with that the case, like you want to play like 2. You can potentially like double your chances, kind of. I will be on the play, thank you. Sure. Definitely a good on the play hand. We get to surveil right away, have go for the throat for their first creature that they play, and then we can, with 4 mana in hand, we get close to Gix command. It sucks to leave that land there, but I'm going to just so I can ensure that I hit Gix command. Curve. Important not to, I think. Land. Here. Land. Up. Get it off the board right away. If it's mountain, blow that up. Obviously, I could respond then, but probably going to remove it regardless, especially with another go for the throat. Depending kind of where we go from here will depend whether or not I Gix command now or later. But, or not now or later, but if I prioritize Gix command over removing the next creature. But, yeah. Warden is definitely the target now. Definitely hit it with a go for the throat. Right, top or bottom? On top, okay. We found a good card, seems. Pop it now. Again, if we get their turn, like, if we want to do it on their upkeep, sure. But if we accidentally let them get to their turn, they can then knight with it, and then it becomes a big problem. Another 1-drop, sure. We need a stabilization card here to kind of drop down. Just to either sit in the way for a turn, force him to use some mana, something. Anything at all. Then we can Gix command after. And then we have a nice creature to play in after that. Frontliner comes in. I mean, Bat will do it. That actually is really nice here. So we missed what? Why? Like, I want to thin, dude. I don't know. Why? They're like, I love tap lands. Why would I play anything else? You're the one in the wrong. I'm like, all right, man. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are correct. Warrior's Call. Oh, yes. Exactly what we wanted to see. Now, we definitely don't block. It seems deceiving not to block. But we're gonna make them. We're gonna blow up all the creatures and put 1/1 counters on this. So we'll be gaining 3 here. A lot of damage to take, unprompted, but I mean, should be fine. Last time I talked about how out of the woods we are, we died immediately, so you know it's fine. I'd like to click this one. Clicking this one, please. Sure. Interesting place to do that. Okay. That's a wild concede, I think. The rest. Still fine, I think. Alright. I mean, I think we just run it back. Oh, my headphones are about dead. Alright, cool. My opponent kept 7. I mean, we are definitely keeping our 7 as well. We'll land war waste and cut down something. We don't really care if it's the baby creature. We want to hit their main one. We have a creature we prioritize. Hey, they gave it to us. Sweet. Oh, that's a little brutal, but we're definitely going to go ahead and get this off the battlefield. I know it's instant speed, but I'm not trying to hold priority at all. And I got to plug my headphones in. Actually, now that I think about it, this lane's actually not that bad. We have no 2-drop. This is actually a great land to play on turn 2. I was like, ah, that land sucks. No, it's actually great. It's a good hand. It's a good land. I haven't seen a knight yet from our opponent. The frontliner, sure. Second Path of Peril, so we get to Path of Peril, reload Path of Peril. Land right now, I'm gonna let go. Can definitely dig for better. Especially if there's a pocket of lands, we definitely want to remove one. So if we do draw another one here, it's not the worst. Interesting. If you're flooding, maybe we just like don't play the land, you know, like just play something else. Now, weirdly enough, because Path of Peril is kind of soft on this board, I kind of want to just play Preacher and just get it online. Oh wait, I should have played Glissa. This gets hit by Destroy Evil. That sucks. Our the card that we took in game 1, I don't see it very often anymore. Yeah, plus a little bit afraid of that. So I'm glad that we can get it on the battlefield to Path of Peril everything out of the way. The Gleeful Demolition. Oh, it's a draw. Wow, that's insane. Sure. I think the rest is gonna suck. I kind of do. I can't imagine they attack, but they could. Well, they have 4 creatures. Oh, no attack is insane. I actually lied. I think it's not attack. It's crazier. Oh, they do have it. They're just like not using their Destroy Evil. Just get your creatures off the board. I'll attack. We'll make a 1/1 lifelinker. Set you to 19. Start to close this gap a little bit. It was Destroy Evil, by the way. We barely see this card in best of 1, so trying to think around that card here is definitely tough for me. We know of this. We know of this. This is kind of a soft board. Do I play with a Preacher? Do I play a Glissa? I kind of like playing another Preacher here, especially because it's going to bridge the gap. So let's definitely just barrel in. I guess I should play Glissa for the same reason I wanted to play it earlier. Is because it doesn't die to a Destroy Evil. Yeah. Now we take the life lead. We play Glissa. Have a good time. This is also a first striking monster. Definitely hard to deal with. And if they do play like a War Leader's Call and attack, Glissa can hit them and then we can blow it up. Do they play any enchantments in general? Who knows? We get a concede. Very sweet. Okay, well, here's the list. I don't know how to properly show everything here, but I mean, you can see it if you go to the deck list, of course. I'm just experimenting. Best of three might not do the best, but I like playing it every now and then, and I've been playing it a lot more in paper, so I just kind of want to experiment into it. And this deck list wins the challenge, so I wanted to play it at its fullest, and I think we see why Golgari is much better generally in best of three. Because you can see whenever we go against that Convoke deck, and failing in game one, and then we just go to our sideboard and we just put in really good cards, and then we just kind of bully them out. But I think we also get to take just like a breath, right? I'm so used to best of one and the kind of curving algorithm just absolutely making hands just crushers, where the deck just generally doesn't like organize and play that way. I've been realizing that a little bit more in paper too, because in paper I've normally played modern or just like a different format in general, so it's never felt like standards never felt any different. And then today we had a store championship. I won the store championship playing Rakdos ramp, which generally gets bullied in best of one. It never really does that well, but it actually did well at the store. Like I was doing fine, and everybody thinks like the deck's broken, whatever, and they're playing all these meta decks, and I'm like, man, I play it online and best of one. It's just really bad, but it just goes to show that like the Convoke players don't always have it whenever you can play best of three, because the amount of times I play it best of one and it's just like, dang, Gleeful Knight Hasters hit you. I played 3 games against it and they did not play a Knight Errant of Eos once. And that was kind of refreshing to just have the game feel a little bit different for me. So I don't have like too much to say. The video's already long. I don't know how other content creators really do best of three. I'm always open to advice. I'm also open to advice on sideboarding. But let's be chill about it, YouTube can be a wild place sometimes. Like, if I sideboard something wrong, my bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not claiming to be the best player of all time, but also, I think playing the deck for the very first time in the best of three scenario against a couple of decks like I've never played, like especially round one. Sure, I might have sideboarded wrong, but it's definitely a skill that I have to get used to. I'm not going to follow any guides because I just don't want to look up any guides. I'm just going to sideboard as I see fit and how it feels in the moment. But outside of that, let me know if we enjoyed the content. I did have fun playing best of three. It was a change of pace. I got to actually kind of enjoy it and play against decks that just don't play the nuts every time. So it was very cool. Outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.